3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank my dear friend and colleague Ed Perlmutter for yielding to me. This is a difficult week for all of us from Colorado. There were 2 movie theaters in the Denver metro area that were showing this premiere at midnight last Thursday night. And so there were people from all over the community in that theater, there with their families and their friends, almost the entire employees of a restaurant in Colorado. They went to have a fun evening on a summer night. And tragedy, of course, struck that night, unexpectedly to everybody. I've been overwhelmed, as we all have in the delegation, by the support of the community for all of the victims of this shooting and their family. The way the communities have come together, Aurora and Denver and Englewood and all of the communities, has been a blessed thing to see for all of us. No one can make sense of a tragedy like this, and the stories of heroism are still coming out every day. The stories of miracles, babies born just a day or 2 after in the same hospital where the father lies in a coma. But yet, while we hear all of these stories of heroism, and while we hear all of the stories of first responders rushing to the scene and helping within even 90 seconds, at our heart we say, how can this happen and what can we do? I did have a number of constituents in that theater, some who were just injured, some who were in the nearby theaters who will be scarred psychologically forever by this, a close friend of my daughter's and others. I had at least 3 constituents who were killed by this terrible crime. The little girl, Veronica Mosier, age 6, whose mother Ashley lies in critical condition, Jessica Gawi and Alex Teves. And our prayers and thoughts go out to all of them and their families. It's wonderful to see my friends from the delegation here, the entire House delegation from Colorado, and we consider ourselves to be close allies, although we often disagree on different issues. I just want to say something to all of my colleagues and to everyone in this House, Mr. Speaker. We have now had, as of today, 25 moments of silence as respects victims of gun violence since the Columbine shooting. I was here for that too. We had 2 moments of silence just the other day, one for Aurora and one for the anniversary of the Capitol police officer who was killed 10 years ago here today. So we can have our debates, we can have our discussions, we can mourn for the victims, which is appropriate this week. But it is our challenge as leaders of our state and leaders of our country to go on from today and to say, what can we seriously do as a nation to make sure that no tragedy of this scope or horror ever happens in this country again? And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Gentleman